Hey friends, this is Anton and you're on the Blackroom channel. Today we're in Denver at the CEDIA Expo 2025. I'm going to show you the most interesting things I found here, especially those related to home theater and home cinema rooms. There are a lot of cool new products here, including some completely new categories. There are also vibrant and very emotional showrooms showcasing all these new products. It's going to be super interesting, so watch till the end. Let's go! Alright friends, here's a presentation of the new audio processor from Trenov called the Altitude CI. It's a fully digital or almost fully digital processor since it still has 8 analog audio channels included as standard. You get 8 analog and 8 digital channels when you buy the entry-level model of this processor. But now, it actually costs a pretty reasonable amount of money. It's only $11,000. Well, that's the current price in the US, the official retail price. Yes, it has 8 outputs, but it can be expanded. Basically, for every $1,500, you get 2 additional channels. And you can do this all the way up to 32 channels. But to be fair, all of those will be on digital outputs. Now it fully supports digital audio platforms like audio over IP, such as Dante and AES67. So you can send a special audio over IP signal through a regular Ethernet switch to external amplifiers, even hundreds of meters away. And you can connect this kind of audio processor with just a single cable. By the way, it's become really compact now. With an amplifier like this, which has an audio over IP input, you only need one small cable. And in the case of a direct connection, you don't even need a switch. You can use a simple patch cord, just like you see here, where these 2 devices are connected directly. You can send all 32 channels to 1 or even 2 amplifiers. This is a 16-channel amplifier, so you can send 16 channels here using a regular small patch cord. So what's actually new about this processor? The key feature is that it now supports a brand new microphone. That is, it has a different input, again with an RJ45 connector, a Cat6 cable, and of any length accordingly. You just connect it directly to the processor, and the microphone has become more compact. There's no battery in it anymore, and the processor provides phantom power to supply the microphone. So everything has become even simpler, more compact, and more versatile. A few words about the control panel. There aren't that many new control panels coming out, and not that often. This one is called Ava, sleek with a very high resolution screen. By the way, notice that it's set to airplane mode, and at the bottom there's another nice touchpad that's tactile, a raised little circle. This one is both touch sensitive and you can press it up, down, right, left, plus there are separate buttons. All of this controls the system over IP. There are external extenders that supplement the infrared signals. But basically, if you have a system that can be fully controlled over IP, like TVs, players, Apple TV, and so on, this thing can replace all sorts of remotes. With just one. I'm waiting for them to show up in Dubai. I'm trying to get through to them. Guys, how do I buy it? How do I buy it? Maybe I could become a distributor. They're a bit slow when it comes to these things. But honestly, I'd put one of these in my home theater. And today, they are presenting an impressive 13-channel amplifier, which has been designed and engineered by the renowned Morris Kessler, a well-known figure in the audio industry. They also make amplifiers for CAD by Morris Kessler, but there they pack everything possible into their cases, regardless of the cost. It's a more efficient setup, but again, it's 13 channels. Class AB. Everything we love about this design, it's impressively, unmistakably, and undeniably heavy. It costs a lot, $10,000. We're at the Just Video Walls booth, a company that supplies LED screens of various formats, types, and of course sizes for residential use. Here we have a 217-inch diagonal screen assembled perfectly. You can't see any seams at all. A huge 4K display. Honestly, I would put something like this in my own home, I can tell you that. To see such a bright, massive image where you can play HDMI 2.1 games in 4K at 120 FPS on the latest PlayStation. or Xbox, that's really something special. For those building a new house, 1,000, 2,000, even 3,000 square meters, I think you simply have to make at least one room like this. And get in touch with Blackroom if you're in the middle of this process. We'll carefully customize and choose the optimal solution for your specific use cases and living environment so that every time you come here, you'll want to turn it on and enjoy it for hours. But if your room is smaller, like a bedroom or a small and cozy home theater, and you also really love how movies look on a proper large TV, then you can also make a just over 100-inch 2.35:1 screen out of an LED panel. Yeah, it's not a projector, but for bright, sunlit rooms at any time of day, you can watch movies and set the picture to any format you want. And if you want to equip your backyard with an LED screen as well, there are special, specifically designed models available that can actually work perfectly right under direct, bright sunlight. This screen, for example, delivers 4,000 nits of peak brightness. See how bright it is? I think it's not even running at full power right now. So if you want to watch something, a movie, a concert, or whatever, right in your backyard, maybe in a gazebo or wherever you're grilling kebabs with friends in the summer, even in direct sunlight, LED screens are exactly what you need. Just reach out and we'll set you up with a model this bright. This year, JVC is showcasing the same NZ9 projector in their flagship home theater. It's a 5.1 system, there's a set of speakers, but honestly, the sound isn't really the point here. The guys are presenting new firmware, which introduces yet another new HDR processing algorithm, plus a new vivid HDR mode that makes the picture look absolutely stunning, along with a few other minor tweaks. So basically, there are no new products except for the new firmware. And honestly, the demo they put on was pretty disappointing. They showed clips from the Minecraft movie, literally the beginning of the film, and something else. Man, it just looked dull, seriously, like they picked the wrong HDR preset in the projector settings. But then, when they switched to an 8K image from the video server, man, it was like a giant OLED TV, for real. Now it makes sense. There it is, 3,300 lumens, so everything's great, awesome. So it's a minor update for those who already have the NZ900. The projector is fantastic, just excellent. All right, now we're at the Future Automation booth. There's a really cool and fascinating video showing exactly how their chairs smoothly slide out from the second row, right out of the basement area. The walls actually move too, yeah. But what interests us the most is this unique projection window with two separate panes of glass, with a soft little piece that they're carefully fitted with. Hey! I'm really glad to see such elegant and well-designed solutions being showcased here. It's a very cool little window, one that stands out for its creativity and thoughtful construction, making it a pleasure to look at and appreciate. Very neat. Two panes of glass. And here is the actual projection box, which features a reflective mirror system. Pretty much like what we did in the Apex home theater. Right away, there's a window, just a bigger one. Really awesome bar stools. I really like them. I seriously want these for my new showroom. I can say that these stools look super stylish, not bulky at all. Even though they're big, they're just awesome. They're comfortable to sit on, and when you lean back, man, you could even watch a movie on them. Dealer price is $900, but that's with some options included, with some extras added in. Yeah, it actually swivels really well, honestly. Genuine leather. I don't know, I think it's worth considering more closely. That's a cool story. Friends, this is the PMC showrooms. What can I say? These guys really went all out. The room has over $500,000 worth of equipment, a massive 60-inch subwoofer behind the screen, 4 new PMC subwoofers for cinema, which they made recently. There are regular front speakers in the rear positions. I set up a home theater like this once. Those speakers were in the front there. Here, they're in the back. There are a lot of them. 8 speakers on the ceiling. Man, it just doesn't sound cohesive at all. A lot of hi-fi, high frequencies. There's no mid-range. The bass is super money. It feels like they couldn't integrate that 60-inch with all the other subs. I don't know, whatever they're doing there, direct this, direct that. Anyway, the bass is just completely unclear. It's just it shakes the platform more, maybe the chair or something. But your body? Not really. I mean, in Dune it was more or less okay, like when he's riding the worm. There was a sense of cinema, but you don't really want to watch the whole movie. It's a total failure for such a setup. I don't know, let's go. The jiggle.
Guys, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, did you count? No? Good. I will count.
What can I say about it? It was an interesting demonstration, and it gave us a lot to think about. This year, their room is completely new. It's bigger, and it has a lot more acoustics. How should I put this? It's not really tuned well. The bass, where we were sitting in the middle row, right in the center, it felt like there was a dip from 50 to 100 hertz. There was practically no bass at all, so there was no punch whatsoever. But this was the first demo with the top-of-the-line ESL1 guys. The speakers were actually hard to listen to. Especially after the PMC showroom, it was honestly kind of painful. And that scene with the tanks from the movie Fury, I was literally sitting there wincing, just waiting for it to end, because the compression driver was way too scratchy and bright. The seamless sound field was decent, but honestly guys, it felt like it didn't even try. I don't know. And of course, the disastrous presentation of the Repson project in a room like that with synthesis. I honestly have no idea why they even did that. So this year, it was kind of sad and tough. So this is the old synthesis, which when they first released this new version of synthesis, sounded pretty much the same. Pretty harsh. Let's move on. Well friends, after the synthesis ePMC, Mikhail and I just desperately needed some Alcons therapy. And we got it. For the first time, we sat in really good main seats. Not like during the setup process when I was running around and we were just trying to get the system up and running properly for the first day. Now, it's already gone through a couple of iterations. The guys are constantly tweaking something, and it was truly a paradise for the ears. As always with Alcons, you just sit there. Yeah, it's loud, awesome, dynamic. Really good, pleasant bass. Here, the waveforming is tuning, but your ears can relax. And their super seamless, truly immersive surround sound with spatial sound technology that no other brand in the industry has ever achieved. Only Alcons, with its unique and innovative constant directivity waveguides, confidently says 90 degrees. That means all frequencies from 1 kilohertz play at 90 degrees. And that's exactly what allows you to achieve this completely seamless, immersive sound field. It's here and it's always here. That's why I keep betting on Alcons and just enjoy the fact that my clients get super cool sound. The best found in the world. I almost forgot about the video. Christie VDR is showing their prototype projector here, which supports DCI, DCP, and has 30,000 lumens if I'm not mistaken, or maybe even 25, but that's on the screen. 460 nits at peak, just so you know, that's extremely bright. And the VDR laser dimming technology, which in fact is actually being shown and demonstrated to the public here for the very first time ever, especially in a home residential version. Even though it's currently on a professional grade projector and is still running on prototype software, they promise to actually roll this out eventually, even on the smaller Christie M4 models. This very technology will make it possible to show new DCI content with a peak brightness of 300 nits in public cinemas. And at the same time as public cinemas, it will become available at home. Amazing HDR on the Christie M4 projector. But overall, the experience is phenomenal. We absolutely can't wait for VDR to finally become available on Christie projectors for your very own home theater experience. Alright, we're just now heading into Karai. We just walked into the demo totally by accident. We had no idea what was going on, and they actually have 2 rooms. In one room, they're just showcasing their line of speakers, like a living room setup, just doing a presentation. And in the second room, it's a full demo room with a 5.1 system and 2 additional setups that show off other speakers. So the 5.1 system uses slimline arrays with 1-inch drivers, basically little sticks, and they actually deliver a decent amount of sound pressure, although you can hear them start to struggle a bit in some places. There are some odd sounds. I'm not sure, maybe it's the room. But overall, for a small room, you can very elegantly install these little things around your TV instead of a soundbar, hide the subwoofer somewhere, and it turns out to be a pretty good solution. I'm not talking about the electronics right now. I don't know the prices, but as a professional player moving into residential, into home installations, this is interesting. Let's head into Ascendo right now. So friends, I actually watched the Ascendo demo just recently, just yesterday. I was really hoping to hear something magical from the new Halo acoustic systems, which, as they say, cost over $60,000 a piece. Yes, they can play loud. They have a 3-inch concentric compression driver. I think it's an 8-inch driver plus a 3-inch compression driver. And then there's a whole array of drivers that supposedly provide cardioid bass to the front. So basically, it's a replacement for the Dark Swans or Black Swans, those big front speakers with a huge waveguide, a horn. Very massive, very powerful. But this is a compact version that can actually play even louder. Yeah, they play loud, they play dynamically, but as always, it's the standard Ascendo sound. It does not have a truly seamless and fully unified sound field. As soon as any effects begin to happen, you can immediately and very clearly tell exactly which speaker that particular effect was coming from at any given moment. And 2 huge 60-something inch subwoofers in the back, I don't even remember exactly. Well, I wouldn't say I really felt anything from them, or that I could say, oh yeah, there's definitely infrabass here. Who the hell knows? Maybe they just didn't have time to properly tune them yet. The picture deserves a separate review altogether. Now, the picture quality, that's the real strong point of this booth, this demo room, compared to all the other demo rooms at this exhibition. The 3rd generation Krix Eclipse had its home presentation right here. It's just something else entirely. Seriously, when the image turns off, you'll look at your hand and you can't even see it. Total, absolute darkness. And then suddenly the word kaleidoscope appears on the black screen. That's what I mean, perfect black. This is the only projector in the world that can do that. And it's showcased in this room. But it's definitely worth it. If you want to get yourself the best projector in the world, that's a 3rd generation Krix Eclipse, which is already available to order. We finally caught Anton after the Ascendo demonstration. Come on, fresh off the press. Fresh.
Off the press, I was pleasantly impressed by the Krix projectors and their debut at this exhibition. Very high contrast, very dynamic. A real treat for the eyes. I think Barco Residential has a serious competitor now. As for the sound quality in the cinema hall, I personally didn't really like the 400 Hz frequency range, to be honest. That's the male voice range. In many places, it actually turned into quite a muddle, making it very hard to make out what was happening. And accordingly, the low and infra-low frequency range really can't be called successful yet. So I think that companies such as Trinov or Storm Audio will still definitely need to work on the predicted integration of the infrasonic subwoofers with the main array, ensuring everything is properly connected. So far, unfortunately, I haven't seen anything impressive. When we talk about Ascendo, we really mean exceptionally good, deep, and powerful bass sounds. That's actually what they're so well known and famous for. But today, unfortunately, we didn't hear it. They'll need to work more closely together as a team on this.
Shall we go look for some tasty bass?
I think now we'll have to go look for it in Barcelona, as you know. The exhibition
is coming to an end. We're checking out the last interesting booths. The Krix room, overall, I can say it was a pretty solid academic experience. I really like the selection of content. You start with music, beautiful Dolby Atmos yellow music. We listen to one track. It plays very smoothly, cohesively, and softly. Nothing sticks out anywhere. Well, it's a pleasant sound, you know, because there are no compression drivers used there, only on the fronts. but on all the surrounds, they use these dome ones, like in this little speaker. Oh wait, this one has a compression driver. Sorry. But the ones over there, those are dome drivers. And the spatial sound field is very delicate and quite balanced. And they don't push the system too loud or to its absolute limits. So everything that followed in the movie section was very pleasant, smooth, and even, but it was all presented without any particularly strong emotions. Krix does its job reliably and consistently without any flashy or exaggerated emotions. And the Home series is even more down to earth because many of their surround speakers are built with dome drivers. But overall, guys, well done, a balanced demo. The only thing is, in my opinion, yes, the Epson projector here was a bit of a letdown, but that's just because after seeing the Christie Vidar and Christie Eclipse, it's hard to compare anything else once you've seen them. But overall, the guys did a good job. Respect to Krix. I really respect Krix in general. The company has been around for over 50 years. They make speakers in Adelaide, Australia, and almost all the cinemas in Dubai are equipped with the professional cinema acoustics version from Krix. So my solid rating for this demo is a 4 out of 5. Alright friends, L-acoustics. L-acoustics is showing off something super unusual. No one else has solutions like this yet. Because they have their own live sound processor that creates spatial audio, they can actually do Dolby Atmos setups right at concerts. That means a huge number of speakers, and in real time, they can distribute different performers, instruments, or effects across them. And now this technology is being scaled down for home use. The system is called Hi-Res. Now you can see what it stands for. Basically, it's actually a kind of hyper-realistic sound. So in other words, you can turn any room into a universal space for living with sound, where you can really have different scenarios. Today we attended a presentation where everything was shown step by step in a really cool way. So your morning starts, you turn on some music, do yoga, maybe you want to switch up the sound, sit and listen to stereo, so you turn to your right side. The essence of the technology is that you cover the whole room with speakers. Roughly speaking, there are about 3 speakers on each wall, and subwoofers underneath them. So these are full-range acoustic systems that surround you. And on the ceiling too, speakers are either mounted or hidden behind fabric, adding even more ceiling channels. And thanks to this 3-dimensional processor, you can recreate and place various sounds or audio effects anywhere in the room, or simply turn on a multi-channel audio track and go about your business. For example, if you want to watch a movie, okay, you have a TV here, you turn on movie mode, and your entire audio system adjusts and starts playing Dolby Atmos. If you want to party with friends in the evening and turn your place into a nightclub, again, you just press one button and the sound starts playing. This was honestly the most impressive part of the presentation, when you really wanted to cover your ears because it was so loud, just like in a real nightclub. And it's not just about the sound pressure, it's also about the completeness of the atmosphere. It recreates the reverberation and the kind of sound you usually hear in a nightclub. Especially since this is L-acoustic, one of the most powerful companies in professional sound and club equipment. So in that nightclub setup, I actually sat down and plugged my ears. It was really loud, but incredibly realistic. This showroom is honestly the highlight of the exhibition. The speakers are just amazing. It's called Next Level Acoustic. The guys claim they're actually using an audiophile-grade dome driver, which is placed in a horn enclosure, and there are a total of 4 8-inch drivers positioned up front. That's the kind of impressive speakers they've got set up. They play insanely loud, and you can't hear any distortion. We were in the 3rd row and already watched this demo twice. It's amazing every time. And of course, the room was tuned by Adam Pulse. He's a maestro who deserves a lot of credit. The sound is just so cohesive. In terms of cohesiveness, this is definitely the best room. And overall, in terms of dynamic range and across the entire frequency response, it's incredibly cohesive. The vocals and the bass, everything's really good. The projector is a digital projection, not the strongest part of this demo, but the Lumagen video processor makes the picture just perfect, and with the screen and side curtains, it's absolutely awesome. It's amazing, 4 subs, and you can clearly tell waveforming is at work. Trenov, the rack is almost empty really, with digital amplifiers based on ice power, but overall, yeah, the ceiling is trembling, and some of their track spotlights just can't handle the pressure anymore. So there are some distractions, but overall, you can get a real sense and impression of the system, and it's one of the most enjoyable at the show. I'll be talking to the guys about the speakers. Who knows, maybe we'll end up working together. And really, huge respect to the masters of their craft who actually came together and put on a cohesive show that outperforms rooms with 2 or even 4 times the budget. How much is everything here? $180,000, right, Misha? $180,000 for all the equipment. And this sounds way cooler than any synthesis or even PMC. And as for Ascendo, I won't even mention it. That's it, folks. The exhibition is over. Everyone is already packing up, and so we're saying goodbye to you. I'm sure it was interesting and probably useful. Give this video a like, and don't forget to subscribe to the Blackroom channel if for some reason you haven't already. Hit the bell so you don't miss new videos. This was Anton, founder of Blackroom. We'll see each other very soon in new videos. Bye, everyone.